We're live. I guess we're live. This is Titan Lifestyle. I'm Big Drew. This is John. Sorry for the mix up. We're getting a little confused over here in the media room, but This is Titan Lifestyle every Tuesday, Friday at 2 p.m. It shows Tuesday. A little bit crazy right now. The ECA is definitely kicking in.
Yeah, it's Friday, man. It's Friday. Weekend's coming. We hope you guys are planning something nice. Hopefully, wherever you guys are at, it's getting warm, or it is warm, or it's really warm, like here. And you guys got some fun activities that you guys are going to be doing. Hopefully, you know, with family, friends, yourself, whatever. So me and Big Drew got some great topics for you guys. Obviously, we're going to talk about what the deal is of the week. What is the therapy of the week, or what is the deal of the week? And this week is a really, really good one. So this week is 10% off all growth hormone releasing peptides or muscle building peptides or muscle building therapies. And there's a bunch. So if you guys want to find out what you guys can save on, you guys should call or text. The staff will tell you. They'll fill you in on all the different therapies. If you don't know what they are, they'll explain them to you. And you can get 10% off. And all those growth hormone releasing hormone therapies, except for IGF-1, are very simple and easy as far as to get and to become a patient, fill out your patient paperwork. You're going to see a provider. If you're not here in the state of Florida, you're not able to come in the office, you can do it very easily on telemedicine. You and the provider talking about your health history, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and then you can ask them all the questions you want to on that. It's awesome. It's very inexpensive, and it's very easy to do. So at that point, call or text the line, and you guys can talk about all the muscle building therapies. And there's a ton of them. Like I said, you know, from testosterone all the way to CJC to MK to Masamorelin to IGF-1 and more and more. So you guys call or text today. But as far as that goes.
And if you hear GHRP, that's growth hormone releasing peptide. A lot of people are like, what is the GHRP1 or GHRP? They'll just be asking about, but that's what growth hormone releasing peptide is. So I always hear, what is GHRP? Is that the same as HGH? So if you see that, that's growth hormone releasing peptide. And again, like John said, 10% off. So I know some of the stuff we have, that could be saving like $100.
It could be, it could definitely save you some money, man, for sure. I mean, so, you know, it's the time. I mean, that's the thing, because you know, people talk about growth hormone or these peptides, like, you know, what is the difference between these things? And these are a very safer, more effective way to be able to stimulate your own natural growth hormone and to get those results by doing that. And a lot more inexpensive, for sure, if it's a real thing. Apples to apples, real thing. So, you know, at that point, you know, this is something that you can add in the regimen, still stay somewhat natural, right? It's still a natural thing. So it's not going to disrupt testosterone levels or estrogen levels or anything like that. So at that point, you guys are going to be able to get a lot of the great benefits without the negative side effects, without losing gains as well. So that's really important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 10% off too. So always take advantage. I have people calling or asking me, when is this? When are the special? When's the special? Like I say, every week. If you tune in every week, I mean, I've been on 300 shows. And every single week we've had a therapy of the week. So we haven't taken a week off. So, I mean, it could be 1 week, it could be fat burners. 1 week, it could be, you know, aminos. It could be vitamins. It could be something for your hair, skin, nails. But pretty much every week. So we're not a company where every 3 or 4 months we'll have, you know, a big sale. And then that's it. Every single week. So we've had literally like 300 weekly sales since I've been doing this. So it's pretty crazy. Years and years of
I know.
Think about it. Sean's sitting there like, wait a minute, should I really be saving
this? No, for sure. No, listen,
he knows what's up.
I do. Listen, I'm there. I want to be able to save people some money.
Yeah, you save millions.
Probably. You know what I'm saying? So they save some money on the therapies, and they're able to try them, or they give them more motivation to want to try them at that point. And then when they get the results. Plus, I mean, we're trying to advance that too. So it's not just like we're doing like a carousel of like, all right, this week it's this and the same thing. We're trying to actually pair up some different therapies, because a lot of patients say, like, what else can I take with this? Or, you know, what can help me do this? So, you know, we're trying to pair up some great therapies that can package together, that give you guys a discount on, and to give you a way better result and what you're trying to do, or a faster result, you know? So.
And the thing is, too, is like, it's not like, you know, we're cutting corners or we're doing this because something bad's about to happen.
No.
You know, we've been standing strong, getting better and better. The therapies are getting better. The office is getting better. The cars are getting better. The video clarity, everything, the clothing. The girls in the office are looking better. The patients are looking better. So
man.
There's a reason why I've been around here a long time. You know, I've seen other people from other companies, or even friends of mine that I've known for years before I was with Titan, that have been with other companies. It's only a matter of time before they hit me up and say, hey, what's up with this Titan thing?
Yeah.
You know, my other thing wasn't going so well. I had a friend call me yesterday or the day before even. So, I mean, that's great. Shout out to him as well.
Yeah.
I know he called, got his therapy going. So
nice.
A lot of other people are coming over.
Yep.
And even if you've never done blood work before, never gotten it done, let Titan be your first experience. I guarantee you won't go anyplace else. We don't hear people saying, oh, I was with Titan, and then I stopped, now I'm with this place.
Yeah. No.
I don't really hear that too much.
No.
I mean, we've had people come with Titan, you know, they may have been patients and they may have gotten a fat burner here in their past and they haven't gotten anything recently.
Sure.
But we don't hear of people.
No. I mean,
Titan did me wrong, so now I'm going to this place. I don't hear that.
It's usually,
I haven't heard of it. I'm not saying it because I'm on, you know, the camera.
Yeah.
I don't like that BS.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard of it.
It's really factual. I mean, this is the funny story. It's usually in reverse.
Yeah.
And it's usually the patients that come to us first, and they get such a rollout of the red carpet, right, and get treated so good that's their expectation, right?
Yeah.
And then if they don't like something or a price, or they think like they look online, oh man, they're going to do a lot cheaper for me. And these people contact me and they'll tell me this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, man, I was like, we don't cut any corners. We do everything right. We're the highest quality of standards. You're getting the best meds, I promise. And the service, like you calling up and getting somebody to talk to instead of not getting a call back. Yeah. And people believe. And at that point, we have a saying around the office, like, they always come back, right? Yeah. Because they always come back. And they'll literally, you know, I'll get the call or the staff will get the call and they'll be like, hey, listen, things weren't as what I expected to be over there. And yeah, it was a little bit less, but the service wasn't there. They never called me back. You know, I didn't get my meds, you know, all kinds of different things. So at that point, you know, we're tried and true. 13 years now. Yeah. 13 years. That's something. I mean, it's crazy for me to even think about.
Seems like the 10-year anniversary was like last year. 6 months ago.
So, you know, at that point, like, we know we've been around the block a lot, and at that point, we're here and we're not going anywhere. Yeah. And we are improving the different therapies, too. So, there's a line of different therapies that I have coming out that are going to change the game. Change the game.
Even more no excuses. It's
like, it's going to be to the point.
There's always someone I say, there's no excuse. We have so much stuff with Titan. Oh, my knee, BPC. Oh, man. There's always something. But now,
it's going to be crazy. I mean, I was just reading.
Be a bunch of superhumans walking around.
It's going to be like that.
Yeah, it's going to either be you're like morbidly obese or you're like a superhuman.
Yep.
Like the separation between people's money and people that have money, people that don't have money is getting bigger and bigger. And I think like the fitness side's getting bigger.
It is.
You know, you'll see people like you're either a millionaire or you're broke or you're either really extreme shape or you're just morbidly obese and just, or maybe not even obese, just extremely unhealthy.
I think they said
you may look healthy, but you may be torn up on the inside.
By 2030, if you have a fit body, it'd be worth to accumulate over $1 million.
Yeah, they said it's like having a Rolex or something like that. Like 5 years, it's going to be like.
Be serious. So, I mean,
I take pride in mine.
It will be to the point where, you know, like, you know, you can't buy muscle, you can't buy all this. Well, you probably will because of drugs and DNA changes and CRISPR and all this stuff that you're going to be able to do. So it may be achievable in the future. It's not achievable now. Yeah. So, I mean, it's achievable to lose weight. It's achievable to build muscle a lot faster, but to get instant without doing a thing. Like, to look like you or Michael Hearn or whatever. And at that point, like, by just doing an injection or procedure.
That would be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You won't have the strength, but you have the look.
Yeah. The thing is, what's crazy is, I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to be strong, and I'm still strong. But I could care less.
I know, but you're strong.
No, I'm real strong, but I could care. I mean, maybe it's because I'm strong, but I really could care less. I care more about the mirror. Yeah. I try to save my joints and not trash myself so much. I mean, all the videos that I've done where I'm lifting heavy, like extremely heavy, half of them I probably injured myself in some way, whether I tweaked the bicep or something. I mean, you've been there, you've seen it. So it's like now it's like, I mean, do I really need to be trashed with my body? So
it ain't worth it.
I like the look, but when you walk around, no one knows how much you bench. I mean, I have people saying how much you bench because of my size, but no one really cares. Yeah. You know, there's never been a bodybuilding judge that says, how much do you weigh or how much do you bench? I mean, it's all about the look for me. So, I mean, other people are different. I could look like someone who's never worked out and be stronger. I mean, some of those powerlifters. Right. Shout out to some of the powerlifters last week. These guys were lifting some crazy weight.
That was insane.
I mean, shout out to my boy More Muscle.
Yeah.
He pulled 800 pounds, and the same what Ronnie did, in front of Ronnie Coleman, having Ronnie Coleman yell at him. And if you look at the audio, I posted an audio, He's got the Titan blue on.
Yeah,
He's
that
got
was dope.
the backdrop. And you hear Ronnie in the background during the audio. You hear him, let's go, lightweight.
Yeah,
and afterwards, I was talking to him. He's like, he was getting goosebumps. He's like, to have him say that, usually you hear about it, but to hear it and have him right there,
to you,
he's like, the weight was heavy, but I had to do it. And then he went even heavier and got 825, which is something more than Ronnie could do.
That was insane.
So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. He pulled 700 like it was nothing. And there was another guy in the lighter class, looked like a bodybuilder. I don't know if you saw him. This guy had, the cyclist with the huge, huge quads?
Yeah.
He looked just like that. And he had the tight, almost like fitted, dry fit cyclist suit. Quads like this, he pulled 800.
What?
Yeah, there was two guys. He pulled 800 in the lighter weight class. He won. And then Moore pulled 825.
Oh, my God.
And when he first pulled the first 800, he lifted it, the guy with the muscle bodybuilding looking guy, he popped his strap. The strap broke because it was so much weight. He said, look at me a strap. And someone threw him a strap. He put it on and still pulled it. So it was an insane environment. Shout out to Metroflex. Shout out to the GOAT, Ronnie Coleman. Shout out to John for
man.
throwing a booth over there for everybody. That was crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to tell sponsor that event, and at that point, like, I wasn't going to be there because I was at my son's baseball games.
Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah, man, it was a one hell of an event. I mean, I had Special Fit come out there, sponsor those kids to come out there.
Mark came out there with Specialty Fit. Shout out to him and those guys.
I want to make sure I took care of those guys. It means a lot to me for those guys to be a part of things like that. It was good. It was a great event. It was a great event. I mean, man, Ronnie Coleman, the king there. I mean, behind the banners and all that.
Yeah.
So that's
seeing him sitting at the Titan table, and he was just like, I heard him say Titan a million times. Every time I was like, yeah, Titan. I mean, I was just like, what? Like,
bro, that's that's iconic right there. Yeah. That gave me goosebumps. When I seen the videos coming through that day, because I'm at the game, I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, I was upset I got to miss the event. Obviously, I was having my son. He killed it, but
shout out to Peter too, Rookie of the Year. I seen Rookie of the Year.
Man. Yeah. He's doing his thing. He's gonna pitch this Saturday over at IMG. So,
IMG. That's like
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about that.
That's like playing a Rage here, like Trop Stadium.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's doing his thing. He got recognized and everything. So, but other than that, the event was awesome. Yeah. We're gonna do another event with Metroflex here in Tampa, and they're in Brandon, so it's a little bit different than downtown Tampa to Brandon. But we're gonna do an event with. IABB Pro.
And for people that are confused too, because they're like, oh, powerhouse. There's 3 powerhouses in Tampa area, and they call it, Metro. There's a Metroflex Tampa. You hear Metroflex Tampa. The address is actually Brandon.
Right.
So I know when people are coming in, they're confused. Right. I was getting messages saying, I don't see it. I see Brandon, but I don't see Tampa. So it's labeled as Metroflex Tampa because it's Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. But it's actually in Brandon, but there's only one Metroflex in this area. So if you're Googling or searching, that's the one. But yeah, it was nice.
It was definitely nice.
Ronnie with that Titan blue, we got it was crazy.
So July 13th, we're locked in for IABB Pro Janet Layug.
Nice.
She's awesome. She's the bikini.
Yeah, all the bikini girls are gonna be lined up
time,
for this one. Yeah.
And it's free.
Oh,
this
nice.
is going to be a free one. And then they're going to have other IABB pros that are doing other classes. So it's not just going to be a bikini seminar or anything like that. So, we're working with her, with Matt, and we're going to put that on. And that's going to be another big one, I think. We're going to free. We're going to be able to talk there as far as that. Let the competitors know about blood work, how important it is, how to dial themselves in a little bit better, maybe using some of the therapies, and maybe more. I don't know. I'm excited about that event. I think it's going to be another good one. So you guys will get more information about that very shortly. I'm getting the flyer together right now with them. So that should be good.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's only like 10, 15 minutes from downtown. So people coming in, if they're trying to gauge where it's at, it's only 10 or 15 minutes from where we're sitting right here.
Yeah.
Jump on the crosstown from here, it's like 10, 12 minutes. Maybe regular traffic's 15, so it's not far at all.
Great gym, too. Matt's a great guy. Owner is a great guy. I mean,
it keeps getting better and better.
Seriously, it's gotten better and better. I didn't know how it was going to be when Metroflex, was in Brandon and how it was going to be here. But it's turned into something very, very nice. Obviously coming from the iconic Metroflex in Texas.
He's got the Muscular Development magazine covers, life size all over the walls.
It looks dope.
It's got the new like the real sauna, like the one in Finland or whatever, like where it's like a box one with the cold plunge. Is real nice. And they have stuff up on the wall that the heaviest lifters. Where I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like gyms used to have like a chalkboard or the heaviest bencher in that gym. They have that over there. So if you want to get your name on the wall, you can go over there, guys, girls, squat, bench, deadlift. You could lift over there and get your name on the wall.
Super cool.
It's just like a little reward. If I had a gym, that's the first thing I would do. I'd have a wall, the heaviest people in there, challenge people.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What's more effective for fat loss, cardio or strength training? I think strength training.
Definitely.
I think you can add some cardio in if you want to expedite the fat loss. If you after you've done your training, right, you can go do some cardio, or you can go play a cardiovascular type activity like basketball or whatever you like. I mean, those are actually really, really good. I mean, especially like basketball because continuously you're supposed to be always moving, and it's short bursts too as well. So, I like that if you can add that in. But if you want to just do regular cardio, you can do regular cardio. Honestly, I haven't done cardio in I don't know how many years.
It's been a long time for me.
But you know what? It's time.
Yeah.
I'm going to get super, super diced. Yeah. Super diced. And I haven't done cardio in so long.
It's going to, even like an incline walk, like a little bit. Like, it's going to be crazy. I love the incline walk for me. I haven't done cardio in years either, but whenever I do, it's incline walking. For some reason, it just hits my abs.
Yeah.
Because it's like a slight leg lift. Like if you realize and I put my arms up. Yeah. Like, don't put your arms up. I put my arms up. That way my rib is exposed.
Yep.
So every time I'm lifting my legs, it's doing like a slight knee raise.
Yep.
And so if I just do that, man, the abs come, the waist gets smaller, and it feels great. Yep. Now, in terms of in my opinion, cardio or strength training, I would also say strength training. I mean, when you squat, what it takes out of you, calories burned are calories burned, so why not kill two birds with one stone? If you're trying to get stronger and trying to lose weight or trying to burn calories or shred up, why not just build both? So that way you're building and burning at the same time. So I could walk forever. I mean, I don't do cardio, but it's crazy. I could walk on the treadmill. I could walk on the stair machine forever and sweat and just forever. Like, I don't know. I just naturally could do that. But when I squat or I deadlift or leg press heavy, intense, like put everything into it, I sleep better. I'm more drained, and I guarantee it's doing more to my nervous system, and triggers everything as opposed to on the stair machine just walking with a hoodie on trying to get warm. It gets boring after a while.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Intense, heavy ass weight.
I'm excited.
But yeah, he's gonna get diced.
I'm excited.
He's gonna get diced.
I don't want to lose too much weight, so I want to make sure like I keep obviously my.
You got all
weight.
the firepower though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna start utilizing some of these different things to see what I can do. Yeah. And at that point, if I start losing, I'm like, all right, it's time to turn it off.
Because when he brings his abs in, they come in pretty crisp. So with no cardio, with a little bit of cardio, it's gonna.
I think it's gonna be.
Start seeing that hip bone, like with that cut, that deep. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. It's gonna be nuts. So I'm excited about that. All right, Paxton Hill said, "What's the ideal protein intake for muscle building?" I mean, usually it's they say 1 to 1.5 grams per pound. So at that point, if you can get 2 grams per pound, that's optimal.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
It's optimal, right?
They say 1.5.
They say 1.
I would say 1.5 to 2.
I'd say 1.5 to 2.
Even speaking of Ronnie, I know Ronnie at one point was doing 600 grams. At the time, he was almost 300. He was 300 about, so he was doing about 2.
Yeah.
So if you want to gauge it to someone who's huge and all that,
right?
But again, and now they're saying you could absorb 100 grams of protein per meal. I've been doing 100 grams of protein per meal for years, and people are like, "Oh, you can only do 40 or 50." Yes. I'm like, man, have you seen Jay Cutler's videos? Have you seen these guys back in the day? Have you seen like Kevin Levrone did 16 ounces of fish with every meal? That's like twice the meals people eat today, and they look great and they're growing. So if you think about if you do 100 grams per meal, 6 meals a day is 600 grams. That's that's a little extreme for most people. For me, I try to get about 500.
Yeah, if you can get that's a good amount because I mean, for me, I guess it's 210, so it's like 420 is what I try to get per day. And if I can hit 500, that's balling. Yeah. I mean, and you can get there. And most of the time, it's all real food, right? Yeah. There are times in between where I'm getting a shake in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing a little bit of shakes recently. I always preach on no shakes, no shakes.
There we go.
Yeah, it's quick 42. That's the thing. It's so simple. Rather than cooking up a meal and people get lazy. They just don't eat at all.
42 grams.
42 grams right there. It's gone. So that's like what 7 ounces of chicken, 8 ounces of chicken he just had. That's the equivalent of almost 10 egg whites. That's 9 egg whites right there he just had. So
really
the
simple
thing
and
is,
easy.
like I don't like powder protein, all that too much. But again, I have some right now just because the summer's here. I want to get my shred up too. When I get my shred up, my protein goes way up.
Of course.
So I'd like to throw just one scoop, a little bit of water in between my meals, almost like chocolate milk.
Yep.
Or vanilla or whatever, and I just drink a couple of those during the day. I get another 100 grams on top of my food grams.
Yeah, it's essential, man. Especially if you're gonna go doing the cut, do the high protein.
Yeah.
Do the high protein. I promise you, you guys will retain more of the muscle, more of that great muscle that you worked so hard for.
And don't just get any proteins. Not all.
Yeah. No, they're not all equal.
Just don't go online and Google what's the top selling, because the top selling are going to be the ones that they sell like, wholesale stores or the crap that just they sell in bulk. But if you want, just get a good one, get the flavor you like. But I recommend always low sugar. You can get ones no sugar, no carb.
Yep.
The least amount of ingredients is better. Lactose free.
Yep.
If you're lactose intolerant, otherwise you'll be like, oh, protein. I have so many people tell me that protein powder messes up their stomach.
Yeah.
Because you're buying like Walmart or cheap, the cheapest one, or if it's not isolate, if it's just regular whey,
that's the
classic
problem too.
whey. That stuff is it's cheaper. It's the same size tub. It's destroying your stomach. You get some whey isolate, sugar free, carb free, lactose free. Like, you can't go wrong. And even to take it farther, if you're real sensitive, you get like the plant based or vegan proteins. Mm-hmm. I'm not a vegan by any means, but the vegan proteins, for some reason, they don't mess up people's stomachs, right? Because they're gentle. A little bit easier. So get your protein in.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Like you said, isolate's the way to go. Yeah. When you're looking at this
classic way,
it's not everything is not made the same. Yeah. So at that point, like, the cheaper is not the better, right? Or not the exact same equivalent. If it was, it'd be one thing, but it's not. It's definitely not. Yeah. So it's really important. And it's important to get it from real foods. Yeah. But at that point, these things have a purpose, and at that point, you can utilize these things for the best of your ability.
You got Jennifer Denis, looks like she's asking what's the most effective muscle building therapies offered at Titan Medical Center. Oof. Most effective, I would say HRT with some form of testosterone, whether it's Cypionate or even if you just go in clomiphene route. Yep. And I would also say MK677. In terms of straight IGF-1, but I wouldn't take MK and IGF-1 at the same time. So for me, I would say HRT. MK677. There's so many now.
Hexarelin's a good one.
There's Tesamorel. There's so many.
They're all really, really effective. As far as that goes. So
because there's so many good muscle builders.
And then it's kind of like what we have to ask the question of who you are, what you do, how consistent you are, right? And that means like. So are you a good eater? Are you very disciplined? Do you eat a strict diet right now? Yes or no? Yeah. If it's no, then how bad? If it's yes, then how good? And what are you eating? Activity level, that's good, right? What are you trying to do? So that's the other thing. That's the fork in the road. Yeah. If you're like, hey, listen, I want to build a whole bunch of muscle. I can't get enough calories in. I want to get stronger. I want more mass. Then we're going to go with MK. Yeah. If you go on the fork of the road and you're like, I'm very undisciplined when I eat. I'm just trying to, lose weight, reduce recomposition, build some more muscle, have anti-aging effects. I don't really work out. Testosterone's going to be your top dog. And then, if you need an oral form, Masamorelin's there for you. That's not going to stimulate hunger like MK. Or you can go like CJC or something like that. So there's options, right? And these options depend on you because everybody's different and goals and what they're trying to achieve and their body composition of how it is different. So. At that point, that's what our medical provider's there for. And that was the next question on here. How do you determine which supplement or therapy someone needs? Well, one, there's blood work. This is a great map to see kind of what's going on hormone-wise, are the vital organs good, is there anything else that we can fix maybe? But then it really falls back on the provider talking to the patient. So in your consultation, you'll talk to the medical provider, and they'll ask you a series of questions, and they'll talk about your intake forms, right, your new patient paperwork. And that's going to tell them a lot of information about you. And at that point, you're going to tell them what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and then they're going to personalize a regimen depending on what that is and what your health status is compared to what the regimen can be too as well. So, if you did blood work and you see, hey, listen, testosterone's low, you're generally healthy, and you have fatigue, and you can't recover properly, you can't build the muscle, and you have fat deposits, all these good things, then it could be testosterone replacement therapy. And it could be something added on to that too as well. So, that's where really the determination of the consultation with the medical provider and you as the patient, and you go through all these questions, and they come up with a personalized regimen for you and not a cookie-cutter thing that goes out to everybody else.
Yeah, because some people want muscle. They don't care what they eat. Some people care.
Right.
Some people want to burn fat simultaneously as they're building muscle. So John hit it on the head and said it depends what you want.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm naturally like, MK, this and that. But if they eat too much and they're not, So, you do have to dig into
if they're undisciplined, it's like you give them MK, right? They don't eat good anyway. They don't train. So at that point, you give them MK. Now they're super hungry.
Yeah, and the water
and
retention.
They are eating down the house, and their kids eat Ho-Hos and Twinkies and all kinds of cereal. And, they got Fruit Loops. They got, they got all the good stuff that tastes good, but it's not so good for you. And it's going to make you really, really fat and spike your insulin and sugar levels. And it's going to bring you to become a type 2 diabetic very quickly. So, this is where you got to understand kind of what these things do for you, and that's where a provider will explain to you and pick the right one for you. All right. So, on this topic, I guess we can talk about the one I was going to talk about because it kind of goes into this. So, my topic today is what is the difference between subcutaneous fat and visceral fat? Both fat, okay? You don't want either. You're going to need a little bit, but you don't want a lot, right? So how do you determine what this is? So your subcutaneous fat is the fat that is underneath your skin. So when you pinch your stomach, that is subcutaneous fat. Visceral fat is underneath the abdominal wall, right? It's behind the abdominal muscles, and what it does is it surrounds like your vital organs, like your liver and all those things. They're right underneath your abdomen. So you need a little bit of visceral fat for cushioning, but you don't want a lot of visceral fat. A lot of visceral fat will make you have the pot belly, right? That's the look, the pot belly. So if you see a guy, he's very skinny, and he has a pot belly, he could have some subcutaneous fat, but it's going to be a lot of visceral fat. Now, the visceral fat, it's called active fat because, it determines a lot of what's going on in health-wise in the body. So a high level of visceral fat can be a higher risk in cardiovascular event, a negative one. So at that point, you want to make sure your visceral fat is low, and you don't want a whole bunch of visceral fat. So how do you get rid of visceral fat? Visceral fat is easier to get rid of than subcutaneous fat. But how do you get rid of it? So there's a couple of different tools you can do naturally to get rid of visceral fat and subcutaneous fat in the process, and build muscle too, I guess. But some of these different aspects are, obviously, one is a diet change. You want to stay away from trans fats, fast food, sodas, candy, all these negative things that you shouldn't be eating, and you are. This is one route to start destroying visceral belly fat, or not adding on more to what you already have. Next thing is obviously activity. You want to have a good regimen, and you want to work out at least 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. A day. So this doesn't mean that you have to go ham, lifting heavy weights 30 minutes a day, every single day, and not get a break. You should get a break on whatever you're lifting. So if you lift chest on Monday, don't do it till next Monday. And at that point, utilize those other days to do other body parts. On the other days, you want to do some cardio. Cardio will expedite your visceral belly fat to deplete. So at that point, your body will start utilizing and burning it. The good thing about visceral belly fat is this is something that you can get rid of through fat and pee. So you can urinate it out and you can sweat it out through your pores. So it's a very easier fat to get rid of than subcutaneous fat. So these are just some different aspects of what you need to look at. Now, what can you do to help this out? One, make sure your hormone levels are good. Make sure your cortisol isn't high, because if cortisol is high, and stress is a big part of this, will drive visceral belly fat.
Okay? Sub-Q. I think sub-Q, right? The cortisol push sub-Q, right?
It'll do both sub-Q and visceral. Yeah. So at that point, you're hitting negative, right? All the way through and through. It just starts storing fat, the body does. So you want to make sure your cortisol levels are good. You want to make sure other hormone levels are good, like estrogen, estradiol for guys, your free and total testosterone, progesterone. Make sure these are all dialed in. The other aspect of this is maybe testosterone. So testosterone is the only one that is offered out there that attacks visceral belly fat. So you can utilize it for one, to help muscle building. The other way that you can get rid of belly fat, visceral belly fat, is intermediate fasting. That's another tool to be able to utilize with the diet and everything like that. The problem is with this is if you don't hit your protein goal, you're just going to start losing muscle with fasting for long extended periods of time. So you got to make sure you're hitting these protein goals if you're going to do this. And another way to help that out with, not cannibalizing the muscle is using maybe testosterone, because this will attack the visceral fat and it will also raise growth hormone levels, which will help retain that muscle from wasting away. If you don't want to use testosterone, if it's a financial thing and there's more inexpensive things like CJC or something like that, at least you can help retain that muscle. It won't attack the visceral belly fat like testosterone will, but it will give you those other benefits and the tools to help keep the muscle you have by getting rid of visceral belly fat and subcutaneous fat at the same time. You can utilize ECAs and other things too as well to really expedite some of these different things, but I want to give you guys some natural ways because it wasn't about the pitch. It's about getting you guys healthy. And it's about understanding the body a little bit. So your eating plays a part in that. Obviously, sleeping also plays a part of that. Drinking water. But, those are different things you can do.
I think part of the reason a lot of people, myself included, have problems with sub-Q injections is because we don't have a lot of sub-Q fat.
Yeah.
If you're doing a sub-Q injection, it's intended to go into the fatty deposits. It's tended to go in there. So if you basically have skin and muscle and there's no water or fat in between, it's basically getting lodged between the skin and the muscle. So that's why some people love sub-Q. People like myself, I hate it. When I do it, it kind of just sits there. It doesn't absorb into anything. But that's a good point with the visceral fat, because a lot of times people, they just think fat is fat. It's all the same. It's all going to be burned the same. We're all going to be, taken off the same. So,
you can have abs and have visceral belly fat and have a stomach. And this is kind of, some of the bodybuilders out there, some of the more bigger guys, where they say they have that bubble gut and they have that growth gut. Some of those guys have visceral belly fat, and they're going to have bad cardiovascular problems or issues like heart attacks and stuff like that in the future, or some of them already have. Yeah,
because they suck their skin dry with the sub-Q water. And it's still poked out. That visceral still underneath there.
If you're a true bodybuilding competitor and you're a pro per se, you can control your core. But it's when you let loose of your core and you're relaxed and you see the real deal of what it looks like, right? Because you can suck it in.
There's a couple that were pretty bad in their transitions. They would be like, oh.
You know what I'm saying, right? And you're like, whoa.
All it takes is to go out one time, and then you see.
You do. You do. You see the extension and everything like that. And that can be distension, but a lot, some of them have the visceral belly fat. I'm not saying all of them do. It's a distension of the gut, and some of them, but. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's nuts. But it's good information that I think a lot of people don't know or don't understand, and I just want to bring to light.
Jerry Curley, how do I spot a scam supplement or therapy? I only love Titans. Well, thank you.
Ooh, we love
only love the Titans. How do you spot a scam? I would say the easiest one is if you go online and you see places selling you stuff that looks like it's too good and too cheap to be true. No prescription necessary. No blood work necessary. No question. The only thing they ask for is your address and your card number. I'd probably say it's a scam. I see a lot of places trying to sell semaglutide and BPC and all this stuff. And not only that, there's no regulation, so they could send you something that's just pure water. It might not be what it says it is. So I'd hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I tried BPC, but it didn't work. Where'd you get it?
Right.
How long did you take it for? Did
I always ask you that.
Because none of these places too, they'll sell you stuff, but they don't tell you how to take it. So it's like they're just. Just imagine you go to the doctor gives you a medication. There's no instructions. They just hand you a bottle of pills and say, it's going to make you better.
YouTube it.
Yeah, it's going to make you better. So it's kind of like they're not telling you how to constitute it. They're not doing anything like that. So that's the number one thing in terms of. I'm not saying maybe not like nutrition or protein powder type companies, but HRT, supposed HRT medical places like what we do here at Titan, I see them every day, and they're just. It's like buying a Mercedes for 20 grand. Like if you go online and you go to a website, brand new Mercedes, the 35 grand loaded, and you're like, this is supposed to be like 200 grand. Like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, you could get it. You know, you get it, and the engine might have a Kia engine in it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a show car.
It may look just the same, and it may, you know, but it's not the same. So it's kind of like, I see it all the time, offer up in these places where you could buy stuff online.
Yeah.
You go on there, and you'll see something like, you ever see, like, you could buy this brand new house for $500 a month.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like, that's the number one way. I mean, I'm sure John has other ways in terms of more, like, technical numbers and stuff to look for, LLC, whatever. I don't know.
I think that you hit that right on the money. If it's too good to be true, it isn't.
Brand new Benz for 38 grand. Let me just get your card number.
I think we've all been there. We've been so excited about it. And we're like, oh my God, we're going to get this awesome opportunity or deal. And it comes and you're like, oh my God. And then you learn, right? You learn your lesson. And I hope you do. It's too good to be true. It usually
if it doesn't last that long. I mean, it was too good to be true 5 years ago, and the website was booming. Now the website shut down.
I mean, you know,
the owner's in jail somewhere because of all kinds of frauds and stuff going on.
Do you remember the company crazy. Shreds?
Yeah. All
right, so Shreds, their whole deal was and brilliant marketing by those guys. Brilliant. They were a top company for a long time, and they had all the influencers. But their whole thing was, and it wasn't a bad supplement or anything like that. I don't want to say that, but it was kind of like it was fake, right? The influencers were fake. They weren't fake as they were real people, but what they would do is they would tune them up. So the one guys would have muscles and they'd be big and everything online.
And I see the guy at the expo.
He's wearing a jacket in Vegas.
Yeah,
and I was like, why is this guy wearing a winter jacket in Vegas? Like, you know, he's not like letting out. It's because they were pumped up. So you know, they were. It was false. You know, false advertising as far as what you thought.
And this is before, you know,
AI
editing and AI. Now everyone can do it. I can make myself look like a 300.
That was through Adobe, and that was like professional.
Yeah,
professional editing. So
and that's before people even really knew that you could edit. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, that was like insane. It was insane, and they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money. I mean, you know, but how would I look for a supplement or something like that? Listen, you got to be smart, especially on the supplement side. There's a lot of different supplements out there. Supplements aren't regulated. It's not like somebody checks over every single supplement. It's like, oh, yeah, this is good. This is not good. It doesn't go like that. It goes usually like, well, nobody complain about it. Nobody's going to look into it. But if people start dying and say, oh, I was taking a supplement, and this starts racking up, then they're going to start looking at it. But at that point, like, just stick to the basics. There's nothing like... There's all these different crazy supplements out there, but you even got to worry about proteins. Like there was a big thing about protein, like amino spiking in proteins before, right? And a lot of companies got in trouble for this because they were amino spiking the protein. And you know, this is happening in the liquor business right now for some big companies like big tequilas and stuff like that. They were spiking cane sugar and the liquor. Like, it was just crazy. So you got to watch out. Like you never know, you know, where they're going to cut corners to maybe make some more money. So I would just be smart. Obviously, if a supplement's been around a long time, has a really, really good name and stuff like that, that's a credible supplement. But there's new ones hitting the market that might be good too as well. So, you know, you got to look on back. You got to see what's in it. You really got to look through the ingredient list. Just make sure it's good. But the problem is with some supplement companies is they might put something in there that's not on the ingredient list, and you have no tell or tale how it is. And be smart about what you're taking. Just because you can get it online or in a store doesn't mean it's good for you or it's been looked at to be deemed healthy.
Yeah, it's because it's legal.
Right? Like SARMs. Like you can buy SARMs. You can buy research chemicals. We all know this. They're all over the place. I mean, all over the place. Ads all over the place. Like these guys are making dough.
Yeah.
They're making dough. Even if they're selling a $35 bottle, I mean, there's not a lot. I know some places, some guys that have some of these things, and these guys are making some dough. They're making more than me. And I'm doing everything legally. I got to pay doctors and the whole nine. So at that point, man, just be smart about what you're doing. And like I said, get it from a credible source and not somebody that's your brother or your dude from down the block, you know. Get it from a real pharmacy and from a medical provider telling you what to do.
You won't be wasting your money either.
Definitely not.
A lot of times people take stuff, they get it from some place or somebody. They don't even know if it's real. So it's like a waiting time. Where they're like, usually I feel it about 4th or 5th week. So you're literally taking something, you don't even know if it's real. You spent money on it. And what are you putting into your body? You're waiting 4 or 5 weeks because this isn't something, a lot of the stuff that we have here at Titan, a lot of stuff, it doesn't happen overnight. Right. I mean, if you take ECA, you'll feel that because the caffeine. Certain stuff, Hercules, I'll feel it right away. But in terms of stuff that's regulating your hormones and getting your hormones optimal, it takes a little bit of time. So, I mean, you don't want to just, take something and wait a month and then be like, oh yeah, I didn't feel anything. So, and that what happens when people do that, then they get a bad rap of certain things that do work, like CJC and TB500, because they're like, I took it from this place, that didn't do nothing for me. I'm gonna try something else because you didn't take it legit.
Right.
You didn't take it legit. You didn't take it the right way. You didn't take it for a long period of time. You may have taken it for 2 days on, 3 days off, not paying attention because you didn't have a medical provider like someone at Titan to tell you how to take it. You didn't have someone you could call because you're too worried to tell your wife or your girlfriend because it was a needle and they didn't know. It's true. It's just so much easier. I mean, I know guys that have been taking stuff, and they're hiding it from their girlfriend or their wife or whatever for so long. And I'm like, look, why don't you just bring your wife in with you? Both you guys get your blood work done. You can both know it's safe. She has peace of mind knowing that you're not doing anything crazy. You have peace of mind. You guys will feel better. And it's like, now you don't have to, hide needles and hide stuff and all this for years. Like, you're a grown man. You're not doing anything, So, yeah. I mean, but it's always good to be open about everything. Keep everything legal and make sure everything is legit. Like, I've been doing this for a long time now. And over the years, so many people have gotten burnt by taking products that aren't real. I mean, it's just, and then what happens is it literally shuts them down. Like, they never try it again. And what if that one product was something that was going to help you be healthier or lose the weight or lose the belly fat? And that one product was what you needed, but you got it from some random place that didn't work. And now you're like discouraged. And now you're like, I'm not even going to work out anymore. Now I'm just going to eat McDonald's and whatever. That stuff doesn't work for me. I tried it, it didn't work. Because you hear that all the time. I tried it didn't work. I tried it, did you really try?
I'm like, where'd you get it from?
I
asked him that one question. I'm like, where'd you get it from? I'm like, well,
my boy. I'm like, okay.
I mean, your boy. I mean, we're talking about a big difference here. A big difference. So yeah, just be smart about things.
I haven't tried anything from Titan that didn't work or didn't do what it was said it was going to do.
It has to. So
I haven't. Everything from ECA to Hercules to HRT to, I've tried everything. IGF was working real good. Even the stuff for the fat stuff, the belly cream. I was rubbing the tight burning fat cream. My last show I did, it sucked my waist dry. So everything I've taken. One of my friends said he took something that didn't work, but I think he's lying. I got to figure out what's going on.
What was it?
Huh?
What was it?
I'm not going to give his name, but he's huge.
No. What was it?
I think you said MK or something like that. He's like, but this guy eats like a horse anyway, so I don't know. Wow. But with him, he may take it for 2-3 days and then stop. He's one of those people. He's one of those like, I took it for 2 days. I didn't do nothing. And he's so busy. You know who he is. Monster, 6 foot, huge. Huge, 300.
Nothing affects me.
Nothing
affects that dude.
It's I'm 6'8", 300 pounds. Monster. I'm like, how are you saying this isn't effective? I'm looking at him. He's looking even bigger than he normally looks. I'm like, his arms is huge. He's lifting the gym. He's got he had a plate of sushi, 2 big plates of sushi. He's like, this stuff isn't working. I'm like, come on now, it's working.
I mean, trust me. Michael Hurd told you it works.
It works for me. I had to shut it off because I was eating too much.
I've taken it. Every time I take it, I'm like, man, I'm not doing this no more.
It's weird because I have a love-hate relationship with MK because I want it, and when I take it, it's great. But then after a while, I'm like, I have to breathe. I have to stop eating. I would just imagine. I know a lot of people. I'm not recommending this, but I know a lot of people are taking a shorter dose long term because of the way it releases your hormone levels.
I know a 10 milligram, 12 milligram daily or
12.5. Something like that.
And we could do something like that. We just want to be more effective. We were just trying to be more effective for patient and get the bigger bang for the buck.
No, I'm saying in being in a good way because the guy that I know that was taking it, he was taking 12.5. I'm talking to him on the phone. I was like, well, I'm giving him the whole, where'd you get it from? Is it real and all this? And he says, it says it's 12.5. I'm like, really? And it's like, it's making me hungry. I'm like, okay, well. I started thinking, damn, we got the double dose stuff. Then we got even better.
They have the most effective dose for the patient, as far as that goes. So, we want to get it up there. Obviously,
is there a limit? I know. I've been hearing.
You don't want to do over 50 milligrams.
Over 50, so you could do to 50.
You could do to 50, but I wouldn't do it to 50.
Is a lot of water retention?
I think 25 would be good. And honestly, when you get to that point,
I couldn't imagine 50.
Maybe we should try Masamarella and we'll see how you like that because that's an oral. You take every day, but it doesn't stimulate hunger like that. So it's something that can be very effective too.
Yeah. Too many options over here.
What can I do to overcome overtraining syndrome? My cortisol is through the roof. I can't sleep at night. Also, I'm on TRT, but still feel lousy. Every time I try to train, I'm completely burned. Whoa.
What did your blood work say?
Yeah. This is where I would go to the blood work. And if you did test your cortisol levels, what are you doing to bring down your cortisol right now? Like, what are you doing? And what's going on that's driving the cortisol? Because usually training brings cortisol levels down. It doesn't like raise them up. So when you're training, usually like cortisol will go down because it's forming stress relief. But usually like cortisol is like driven like by highly stressful events or other things that could be driving it, I guess, up, like other medications and stuff like that. So, I guess we should really look at the blood work, especially if you're on TRT and you're feeling lousy. Are you getting the other components like anastrozole or the enclomiphene? There's so many different questions we need to answer here to really dial into what's going on and how we can help. But overcome overtraining syndrome. So I guess, what does overtraining mean to you, right? Because this can mean to a lot to somebody else. This can mean to me or Drew that you're training for 4 hours a day, every single day, the exact same body parts, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is. Or is it just you're training? I have a crazy stressful job. That might be the cause. Well, so what helps you de-stress? Is it sexual activity? Is it physical activity? What is it, right? And I would start gearing that in. And then starting to look at different things too and options depending on where your cortisol levels are. I have to bring the cortisol levels down. You don't want those high cortisol levels.
Yeah, you say you're on TRT. Are you on TRT through a medical provider, or are you just on a TRT dosage?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people say TRT because they just automatically, like nowadays, low T, or people that take a low dose of testosterone, they just call it that. So if you're going through a medical provider, they should be able to tell you, if you need one, 727-389-3220, we could take over. We get your blood work, walk you through everything.
There you go.
They'll tell you how your cortisol is. They'll tell you how these go up and down, or energy levels, make recommendations. I mean, the ECA cap before you work out will definitely help with the intensity. But I'm the same way. I have like overtraining syndrome myself, and I have to literally just turn it off. Lately, I feel like the best workouts for me, I used to go every day, no matter what. And then I was like 6 days, no matter what. And then it was 5 days. So now it's like 3 good or 4 days. I take a day off in between. I feel way better. Like, you're not going to shrink. You're not going to shrivel up. If it's a situation where you're losing focus on that specific body part, you just need to be in the gym, go in the gym, walk on the incline, do some cardio, do some calves, do some abs, just if you need to be in the environment. Because certain people, they've been going to the gym every day for so long. Once it hits, like, say their gym time, they just sit around. They're like, I literally don't know what else to do besides go to the gym. So if you need to get in there, sit in the sauna, go for a swim, just leave the weights alone. But you definitely need to rest and get that blood work done. Because your blood work, your test might be great, but you might be all over the place. Your other levels might be way all over the place. It says you're on TRT from a doctor, 250 tests, enanthate, 25 milligram mesterlone, 500 IU HCG. I don't know. I would recommend enclomiphene over HCG. It's going to be less water retention. It's going to be a capsule. You don't have to inject yourself. You don't have to store it. If you travel, it's a lot easier. Test enanthate, 250. I don't know of any doctors that prescribe over 200 unless it's like a special recommendation. I know we do it sometimes here, but usually 200 is the highest end. And that enanthate ester is usually a cypionate if it's through a doctor, but it could be. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about right now, it's 250 enanthate.
Is it from a doctor, or are you going?
I'm on TRT from a doctor.
Oh, okay.
250 milligrams enanthate. Listen, we'll do up to 300 milligrams. That will be our top of the line here. But what you're talking about right now is you're talking about some different things here. So, mesterlone is proviron, right? So that's what that is, right? And when we're talking about the testosterone, great. DHEA is 25. So, was your DHEA low? Or are you just taking DHA as a supplement? 25 milligrams of proviron, that would almost be like danazol. Well, we have proviron's not prescribed in the United States. So proviron, what that does is that will lower, it will lower basically SHBG, it will raise free testosterone, and it will raise DHT2 as well. If you're doing 500 IUs of HCG, are you doing that weekly, or are you doing that every other day or daily, or what's going on there? So the big thing that I see here that you're missing, one of the biggest components, because you're taking these androgens like proviron and testosterone, and DHEA is going to start helping a little bit maybe, and then you have HCG it's converting. At that point, what it is there's no blocker. That's why you feel like garbage. Yeah. You're probably holding a lot of water, right? You're saying, what's going on here? You might be very miserable or sensitive or depressed at that point because of what's going on. And that's what you're missing. You're missing an astral. You're missing a blocker in there. So I would retest free and total testosterone, DHEA, and I would retest estradiol levels to see where they're at. Dial them in.
Yeah. Also, too, I mean, I'm not sure how they do it over there, but I would recommend switching out the mestelone for some enclomiphene, because enclomiphene is basically almost going to do similar things that proviron does. It's going to bring up your tests. It's going to bring up your natural tests. It's going to help with testicular atrophy. Some of the stuff that proviron or mestelone does. So I would also recommend that to your doctor, see if that's something they could do over there. I don't know, but I'm not a fan of HCG. I used to love it until the enclomiphene came out, and then it was like, whoa, I feel better, less water retention. Yeah. I feel it quick, and it's just a capsule. It's real easy.
Yeah. All right. Album blood test if you take any supplements. I mean, you could blood test it. It's not the biggest thing I would look for if I was taking supplements. Fitness Vogue. Hello, how are you? Doing great. We're doing great over here. Me and Drew, Friday, weekend's coming. Nothing better than that. Come on, it's beautiful outside.
Here too.
Love for Titans. We love you too. We appreciate the love. Can sleep deprivation cause an increase in belly fat? Absolutely.
Good question.
Absolutely. This can drive up cortisol levels, which could then put belly fat on you.
Fitness Vogue, that's the question of the day.
It is.
That's the best question so far today.
They've even got studies now about sleep deprivation shrinking your brain.
Yeah.
One time. Yeah. Like, how many times have I had sleep deprivation? Probably a lot.
Daily.
I mean, it's a lot, right? Yeah. I'm getting like 6 hours maybe at the most. So, you know, and Jesus, my college days and all that, oh, man. There's a lot of days I went 24 to 48 hours without no sleep. So, yeah.
It's weird. It's like I'm going backwards. When I was younger, I slept, you know, when you're younger, you're like in college.
You sleep.
Sleep till like 12 and 11, 12.
Yeah. You're still growing, though, at that point.
Now I'm like.
Well, as you get older,
really sleep.
If you notice it too, you're thinking like, all right, man, like those old people. That's why they used to wake up early.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm one of these old people now waking up early. I'm like, oh man.
What's crazy is now when I get up, I'm like, oh, let me get up, and I have to do a couple things before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So like when I'm in my kitchen or whatever, making my shake or my food, and I see the window, like I see the sun coming up, like that's my thing now.
Yeah.
Where it used to be like I'm waking up and it's already been awake. It's already been light out for so long. Yeah. So waking up when it's dark, and then experiencing it get light is a different type of. It's 12 noon. It feels like 4 in the afternoon.
True.
Like it makes your day longer.
It's true. Definitely true.
So plus, there's nothing else to do at 5 in the morning, anyways. What else is there to do? You might as well train or
train. I'm doing email shit like that. Usually I'm up like that. I'm just trying to get everything out of the way before the day starts.
Yeah.
What would you suggest for improving sleep? Any peptides that could work? I tried ipamorelin, mod, GFR, but sleep not improved. So I don't know what you can get over there, right? Because you're getting your testosterone from the Greeks. But at that point, peptide-wise, of course, there's a lot of different things you can do. DSIP, if you can get a hold of it, delta sleep-inducing peptide, that's a great one. If you're looking for a natural way to sleep, do not use melatonin. If you can get injectable GABA, that's the way to go. We can't compound anymore. We used to compound GABA, magnesium, and taurine. That was a game changer for sleep, and especially REM sleep, where all the magic happens. So that's what you really want. You want deep and REM sleep, but specifically REM sleep. And if you can get 2 hours of REM sleep a night, you're balling. Balling. So, I would try those. If you can get a hold of those, that'd be the best.
Luis saying, Drew, what's good? Drew and John afternoon. It's hot, dank, Key West.
Oh, yeah, he's in Key West now.
Key West. I've never been.
Yeah. Dude, they'll love you down there.
Yeah.
It's bad in Key West.
I heard it's crazy down there. I heard it's kind of like I'm from, like it's kind of like it's Provincetown in Massachusetts. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Because Provincetown in Massachusetts is like way out on the arm, and it has the same culture, as Key West. So whenever I hear people talk about Key West, they're like, yeah, it's kind of like Provincetown. Like,
it is.
Well, I just want to go there because it just looks the weather and the beaches and
it's not
just get away, and it just seems like it's like a tranquil, like away, like almost like you're not in the U.S.
It's
like,
nice.
But I mean, it's just as far away. I might as well go to like Turks or something like that.
Listen, it's really nice. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, even driving down there, like you have to drive on these long, tall bridges for so long. I mean, it's cool. It's an experience. I went down there multiple times, but at that point, like, it's just you know what kind of culture's down there. It's and being a guy, a masculine man down there, they start bird calling you.
What do you mean? Like
how you bird call a girl?
Oh yeah, nah, that ain't gonna.
And then you're like, hey, now you're disrespecting me, bro. Like,
I don't care what they do, but they
also
bird call.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not gonna happen all the time. That happened years ago. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen anymore, but it did happen.
Any signs that my metabolism is slowing down? What are you experiencing? What are your symptoms? You're asking for specific symptoms?
Listen, as you age, your metabolism is going to slow naturally. Yeah. It's going to slow. That just is what it is. That's why when you're a kid, you can eat anything you want and you just burn through it real quick. Your metabolism is just burning. So age is one thing. So as you're aging, you automatically think, my metabolism is going to slow down. Some people's still are faster than others, though. So everybody's different. So at that point, just because we're 40 doesn't mean we burn as other 40-year-olds. Yeah. And they might have worse metabolism, look a lot worse.
I don't want to know if my metabolism is slowing down, so I fight it with, the older I get, the cleaner I eat. So I'm catching up.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, I ate like crap. Now I eat clean, and then maybe 10 years from now, I'll, lower my carbs or calories or something. Yeah. So you just got to, that's the easiest way. People see me like, oh, you look the same, man. Your body still looks the same as it did 10 years ago. Yeah, well, I'm not doing the same things. I have to do more to continue to look the same.
Right.
So, I mean, it kind of works on the metabolism. Like, I don't want to know if I can eat McDonald's every day and have abs like I used to. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Why? At this point? Yeah, you're a lot healthier now for sure. Yeah. I'm inspired today. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'm sure. I mean, wow. We got a lot here. Okay.
Test for metabolism. Good
question.
Yes,
there is actually. There's a test of, how your body burns calories, either fat or carbohydrates. It's a breathing test you can do.
Jamel is asking for fat burning supplements effective for targeting belly fat specifically. Testosterone is.
Yep.
Testosterone will target specific belly fat, like John talked about earlier. Visceral belly fat. Diet's also going to be
stress really causes
huge.
more belly fat. Absolutely, and cortisol goes up, and that's how it gets driven there for sure. Or estrogen. That's another big one. What do you guys think about Greg Duche? Gained only 8 pounds on my first workout. Is it good to take PEDs first year? So Greg Duche, listen, I'm not going to talk bad about Greg Duche. Yeah. I think I'm really good friends with Michael Hearn. He's got his opinion about him. Yeah. So I roll with Mike and back Mike, and that's just what it is. But I'm not involved in this whole situation with him. So
I don't really pay attention to him. I've seen some of his videos. I don't know him. I don't
know. That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't say anything good or bad. I know he's like the Gilbert Godfrey of YouTube, like the way he talks and everything. Yeah. I know that he even got caught saying that he even got caught and had to like say, oh, I don't really, because he doesn't really talk with that crazy ass high whiny Gilbert Godfrey voice. That's just what he does for his videos. So someone called him out on it, and he made a video. You could look at the video where he's saying that. He's basically saying, yeah, I don't really talk like this. Because if you meet him at an expo or something, he's just regular.
No way.
Yeah, if you look it up, you could at least look at the video. He said he doesn't really talk like that. He kind of hypes it up for the videos. So that's the only thing that made me kind of feel, I don't know. But I mean, it is what it is. But just like John, I roll with Mike, so it is what it is.
Gain only 8 pounds. Are you trolling?
Yeah, he's got to be 8 pounds in your first workout. Would you drink 8 bottles of water?
Are you?
No, you meant first year.
First year. Oh,
right.
okay.
Now you're not trolling. I'm sorry.
Oh, nice.
So listen, 8 pounds is good, especially if it's lean muscle. They say 5 pounds every year is all you can gain. I think you can gain a little bit more, with all the things that we have now, the tools and everything, because that's been the standard for I don't know how long.
Also depends how big you are. I mean, does a 200-pound person only gain gain the same as a 300-pound person? I mean,
well, lean body mass, muscle. How much muscle? Because they can gain fat.
No, but I mean, if someone gains 8 pounds of muscle and they weigh 200 pounds, that's a big difference.
Oh, that's huge.
To someone that weighs 320 and they gains 8 pounds.
That's huge.
Yeah. So, how much do you weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah.
Because that's great either way if it's 8 pounds. Because most people will say, I gained 20 pounds in the first month. We know it's not muscle, so.
Yeah.
But that's about like an average. That's good. What did you do to gain those 8 pounds?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really, honestly, if that's muscle, that's really good. You're balling. I also said, I'm 19. I want to start calisthenics. I feel bored, fat, and skinny. Well, if you feel bored, fat, and skinny, let's do something about it. You're 19 years old. You're young. You got a lot of life to live. I'm sure you want to get some beautiful partners. So I would say invest in your body, and just don't start with calisthenics. Start doing some push-ups. Do some sit-ups. You do it at home, not in front of anybody. Start there. Then go to the gym. Start building some muscle. And at that point, if you want to do calisthenics in between, then do it. But I would really, really start on building some lean muscle.
Yeah, if you're naturally skinny or naturally slim, you say you're 62 kg.
Yeah, kilograms.
So that's like about 140 pounds, maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on how tall you are, I wouldn't do calisthenics. To be honest, I wouldn't do them at all, in my opinion. Maybe some push-ups or sit-ups, but I wouldn't get into the running, jumping jacks, hit, because if you're already lean, that's going to make you even leaner.
Right.
I would just eat, lift heavy, and get a lot of rest.
Right.
Eat good quality foods. Get used to eating all day long. Get used to he said he's 162 centimeters. I'm not sure what the centimeters.
Centimeters, that's, shit.
We're feet and inches over here. I'm not sure how tall that is.
5'7".
5'7", 140, about 140. So you got a good. That's not too
That's
skinny.
all right. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not too skinny. You may feel skinny, but I guarantee you're ripped up. I guarantee you got better abs than other guys your age.
5'7", yeah.
I'm 5'8".
Gain some fat to 50.
You're
51.
5'8", 155?
So he's probably around this size.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're about the same size as our camera guy right here.
All right.
He looks pretty good. So, I mean, 8 pounds on you is going to look nasty probably.
Yeah.
Because you're so lean.
Listen, weight is weight. What it looks like is a whole different story. Because, 162 can look different on one guy than 162 on another, or 180 per se, right? You see some of these guys that have dieted down, get on stage at 190. These guys look like they weigh 225 pounds of pure muscle. And you can look at another guy that's 190. He looks like a pile of trash. So at that point, really, it depends on what you look like and what you got with it.
Yeah, it's like people ask me what is my height and weight, and I say I may be the same height and weight as an NFL lineman,
Right.
but my body type is not the same.
Yeah, definitely not the same. Does injecting frequency on TRT matter? Someone told me that if I split my weekly dose to daily injections, it could help with estrogen control. No. This microdosing thing, this is the hot new trend that everybody's going to do. Guys, split the dose. Split the dose in the week, especially on an anthate. You're going to do an anthate and start injecting it subcutaneously daily or inject intermuscularly daily? Why? I think it's harder to control. I think it's harder to control.
You're constantly spiked. Like I don't know.
Your body, it's adapting, right? And you're introducing every day. It's spiking, yes.
The only testosterone that needs to be injected every day is testosterone that's not even really prescribed. It's testosterone suspension.
Yeah.
Or TNE, testosterone with no ester attached.
Yeah.
It's water-based and
micronized.
And it's extremely painful.
Yeah.
Not like, you hit a nerve. Like, that's just the way the medication works. So no one really uses it. And you have to take it like 2-3 times a day. It's used medically somewhere. But as the only testosterone that needs to be injected every day. Even testosterone propionate, which is the quickest TRT ester that's prescribed. Yeah. Even propionate is like every other day.
Yeah.
Some people go every day, but again, like John said, it's not needed to go every day. You can go every other day or Monday, Wednesday, Friday type thing. So it makes no sense. It's like all this new stuff, new ways to do stuff. Like this is a new way to do bicep curls. This is a new diet. Like why? I mean, I don't understand. The only way people need to do injections every day if they're abusing stuff and they're taking too much and they're running out of areas to put stuff in.
Right.
A lot of these top bodybuilders are taking so much stuff that they can't inject their shoulder anymore because there's too much stuff in there. So they have to think of what ways to.
Yeah.
That's whoever came up with this microdosing. But now what's messed up is you even have TRT clinics, doctors saying that they think you should microdose.
They're crazy.
That's crazy. Like I said earlier, if I try to do a sub-Q injection, even with water-based stuff, it doesn't absorb.
Oil.
If I try to put oil underneath there, it's going to look like a misplaced ab. It's just not going to absorb. It's just not going to work. So,
cause irritation.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you guys, like the subcutaneous thing is not for me at all. I've tried it.
And when you're microdosing, you may not see it being so small. You may lose a drop or two every day in that syringe. So it's better to take 2 injections or 1 injection a week to get everything out of there rather than be a pin cushion, like literally, and sticking yourself. Why stick yourself more than you have to? You know, if there was a testosterone we could take here where I could do 1 injection and be stable the whole month, I would do that.
Right.
I would just take it.
Right.
So why cause more damage to the muscle by putting a pin in and out of it when you don't have to?
I wouldn't do it.
It's almost like a mental thing. Like, yeah, I feel it every day. And that day, you're not even going to feel like right away. It's the slowest ester of testosterone.
Right.
It's even slower than cypionate.
Right.
So you're not even going to feel it right away. It's going to be like
longer.
That one little injection you'll feel like 10 days later.
Yeah, you got.
So it's like you're catching up always. It just doesn't make sense.
Especially if you want to build muscle and stuff like that. I'm telling you, dude. I mean, I see some of these they're littler guys, dude. They're doing a lot of these microdosing things. I'm like,
and they're injecting in places you're not supposed to inject.
Why are you doing this, man? I'm like, oh, it's because my levels are more even. I'm like, that's garbage. Like, even if you think about it, like logically, like on the estrogen conversion, like if you do let's say you do a split dose injection, so you're doing 2 injections a week, right? When you inject, your body, it starts, once it kicks in, it'll start converting these different hormones, right? And then you're taking a blocker and you're balancing that. But daily, now you're spiking it daily and it's converting daily. So at that point, like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I mean, to each their own, I guess. But what I've seen and what I've seen from people, I haven't seen really good results on microdosing. Yeah. I've seen some people and they come back in like 600s.
And the thing is with the microdose too is you end up injecting places that you shouldn't inject because you have to find a new spot because every day you have to. So I mean, if you're microdosing, say testosterone, what else are you microdosing? So that means they're gonna start, like they microdose everything. Like what?
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, you have some guy putting like, I don't know, like a 0.2 mLs of test sip in his trap.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else has been injected already that week. It just doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Wouldn't do it.
Shout out to Yanfa. I said this is some good live, bro. The way these these gentlemen deliver. Where you tuned in from? Is that Yanfa? Dude. Yanfa?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to say that name, but where are you watching from?
Let us know. Jamal, my boy is 5'7" height and his weight is 35 kilograms. Is it good for him? So at that point, 75 kilograms could be good for him.
If he's jacked.
It depends what he looks like. Right? Yeah. I know there's a question up there that asked about, about abs and stuff like that. If you do a whole bunch of abs, will target, losing belly fat. No, it's not going to target. It'll build abs. You build muscle. But at that point, to show abs, you have to be lean enough for your body to show it.
If you kill everything, you get the visceral fat, sub-Q fat, and the diet on point with a little bit of cardio. And that's how you really get them to pull up.
You'll be looking, That's what it's all about. All right. You want to get into your topic?
My topic is about the enhanced games. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking about how they're going to have enhanced games. Enhanced games is basically just like an organization that's going to let people take whatever type of performance-enhancing drugs they want. Like, you basically take whatever you want and try to break some records. The record was just broken for the 50 free. The guy that broke the 50 meter freestyle swimming. Let me see. The old record was 20.9 something, I believe. He did it in 20.89. 50 freestyle. He broke it 0.20 seconds quicker than world record. World record was there in 2009. So basically, this guy. There was 2 different guys that did it. I watched the documentary. The documentaries are actually pretty good. There's one guy that did it. He's been retired for 7 years. Someone said that and this guy, I'll let you know how much money he got. They said we're going to give out a prize if someone takes performance-enhancing drugs and breaks this record. So they're like, this is the prize we're going to give. You could take whatever. You could do whatever. The first guy, he was removed for 7 years, retired, and they showed the type of testing he did. It was like Titan times 1,000. Like this guy did. He was getting blood work, I think, every 20 days. He was getting like every type of, I'm talking about heart scans. He got everything, and he was taking everything. He was basically taking all the same stuff you could take here at Titan. He was taking like TRT. He was taking like literally everything you could possibly take. He just said, load me up. He literally said, I want to juice to the gills to break this. That was his quote. I'm going to juice to the gills. And juice is like a term for, performance enhancing or whatever. So he basically did everything the right way. And even though he did everything the right way and his body was looking crazy, and he was healthy the whole way out. So all these testing he did when he was taking TRT, HRT, this is the importance of doing it through blood work. He was getting his blood work done. Everything was legit. The doctors were like, you're healthy, this and that. So even though he was literally taking everything you could take to the max level, he was doing it the right way and he was getting tested. So it was like, so I always hear people say at Titan, how many different things could I take? You could take a lot of different things, but just make sure you're asking first, because if you can't, we'll tell you. But bottom line is the first guy, 7 years removed, took everything. He didn't break the record. He was in a few seconds, but he didn't break it. But then they tried it with a guy that's like a recent current swimmer, like one of the top swimmers, and he broke the record, and he did it like, it was crazy, because they said in swimming it has to be a perfect race and all this stuff.
Right.
The reason why I thought it was interesting is because the top swimmer in the world broke the record, but he broke it by 0.01 or 0.0. He barely broke it. And he had to take all that stuff to break it. So that tells me that pretty much everyone's taking stuff anyways. If you're the top swimmer in the world and you take everything you could take that's illegal and you break the world record, basically you tie it, it's like 0.0, then that just tells me that all these athletes over the years, going back to Flo Jo, to Ben Johnson,
we know this.
Marion Jones,
Facts.
to Tim Montgomery, to like
it's who doesn't
Mark
get caught.
McGuire, to Jose Canseco, to Barry Bonds. To
people are going to do what they need to do to try to win.
It was interesting. I want to see this do in every sport. I want to see track and field. I'm a huge track and field guy. It's like one of my favorite sports to watch, because it's only time and distance. So it doesn't matter if you were in 1950 or, they always say who's better, Jordan, LeBron, or Cousy or Magic. You don't know. But when it comes to track and field, it doesn't matter, because time and distance has been the same. So going all the way back to Jesse Owens to now, I want to see if someone can get underneath 9 seconds in the 100.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Usain Bolt came back. He's fat now. It's crazy. You seen Usain Bolt now? He can barely run. He's like, yeah. But just imagine someone like that come back with Titan, through Titan.
Oh, man.
And we give him everything we can give him.
And
then he runs at 89900 in a Titan,
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for sure.
I want to see what other sports are going to do this. Again, I want to see track. Track will be good. Baseball, it's kind of already been done. That we know of. Basketball will be good too. If we get like somebody like Giannis gain like 50 pounds, but then again, Giannis looks like he already gained like 50. Dwight Howard.
Luka looks like he lost 20 pounds already. He must be on some sort of weight loss drug, because he's lost 20
Check
or 30
the pacing
pounds
list.
already.
I'm going to have to check the pacing list.
Can't believe it.
Really? 20? Because I know he
looks like his rookie year.
Yeah, if he gets like that, it's
I'm telling you, he looked. I was like, what the hell?
He was up to 270, I think.
I know.
That's terrible.
I know.
At least he's getting back. You can't be like that in LA. They'll let you know. That may work over in like
Dallas,
Texas and like whatever. Everyone's, Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
LA, they're going to be like, no, you're fat. Lose weight. I don't think there's that many overweight Lakers.
No.
So if you look at all the, remember back in the day, like Miller, remember that guy Miller? It was real heavy. Every team had like a big guy.
Yeah.
I don't think the Lakers have any big guys. They're like the Yankees type.
Yeah.
They remind me of the late Yankees on baseball.
Any suggestions on back acting? I don't want to use Accutane. So like I already told you, estrogen. Estrogen is a big driver for what's happening to you right now. The other thing I would do is I would back off the DHA too as well. Usually with testosterone, usually DHA automatically goes up. Like I would get off the DHA, get on an estrogen blocker, retest, and then retest DHA not being on it and be on the testosterone. See where it comes back as. If it's low, then add the DHA back in. But I'm telling you, for girls especially, like we look at them, like the first thing, because their DHA is already on there in that blood test automatically. Like we'll look at it, and if it's low and they have low testosterone, we won't automatically just prescribe testosterone DHEA. The reason is because if we do that, because we used to do that in the beginning, like, well, they're low, we got to prescribe and get this optimal, right? And we would do that, and what we'd do would be too much at one time, and they would break out. So we know right away. So we're like, all right, cool. So let's introduce testosterone first, and then after the first month, if they still say, then at that point we might put some DHEA in there and then retest and see where everything's at. I believe that everyone in the Olympics is on something. Too much money and glory not too.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Track and field is like the number
Guys,
one. Like,
yeah, I mean, they're going to do it.
Track
They're doing it.
is-
They've been doing it. It's
you
always
saw the high school kid, Tate Taylor? High school kid has the fastest time in the 100 in the world.
Wow.
From Texas. He's a junior, broke the national record. 992, high school.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah. So track is on fire right now.
All right, guys.
He'll be pro next year.
Yeah, we're going to come to an end. That's it. It's been a good live, though, for sure.
Been a great live. Remember, 10% off all muscle building therapies. I think last week was fat burners. Now you got muscle builders.
Yep.
That's everything that builds muscle. If you don't know what build muscle, just call 727-389-3220 and saying, what is 10% off on the muscle building therapies? That's still going on. It's going on this week, I believe, right?
Yep.
So it's all week.
Yep.
So take advantage of it. We service nationwide, all 50 states. But Idaho, if you're in Idaho, we can get it to you. We can ship it somewhere else. They can ship to you.
Yep.
Check us out on the live every week at 2 p.m. Titan Lifestyle Fridays. Hit the bell so you're notified of videos like this. And again, make sure voting is now open for the People's Choice 2025 Best of the Best Tampa Bay Times. So vote for Titan Medical. Your vote counts. We want to win. Check the website. This is Titan Medical. We'll see